Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. And we've got the patch notes here for Overwatch 2 Season 9. These have literally just dropped and we're going to break them down. Now, the best thing here, well, okay, maybe not the best thing, but the newest thing here is the details for the Pharah Rework, because we've not seen these details before. Although, if you, I guess if you looked at the the leaked patch notes, they're basically the same. Anyway, let's move on. So, Season 9, well, yeah, that's the name of the season, obviously, and it's Champions. That would be the name of the season. But what does it bring? Well, and remember, this is going live tomorrow, so if you're watching this video the day it went live, this is all going live on the 13th of February. So Season 9 brings core gameplay updates, a reworked competitive game mode, and a new co-op event that will test the courage of even the bravest heroes as they face a dangerous threat of cosmic proportions. New event, Cosmic Crisis. So this is the sort of event that was teased with the Lovecraftian style horror stuff all over the place, because of course that is the theme of this season. I think it was on Eco Point Antarctica as well. Face off against eldritch abominations in the twisted reality of Cosmic Crisis, a brand new co-op mission. Work with 3 other players to repair your ship and escape the ruins of Eco Point Antarctica while fighting off the monstrous Null Sector. But keep an eye out for your teammates. An ancient power lurks in the shadows, waiting for its chance to strike. So, okay, you know, cool game mode, whatever. We'll check it out. We'll play it when it drops. But yeah, limited time mode. So, comp updates. Now, we'll go through all of this. Like I said, guys, we've actually broken down quite a lot of the changes in previous videos, but it is worth reiterating this because this video is sort of the entire changes of all of Season 9, which, you know, this is the biggest season in the history of Overwatch, you know, so, well, Overwatch 2, I guess. Maybe we could even call in Overwatch. There's a lot of changes coming in anyway, but definitely in Overwatch 2, so I think it is worth going over all this again. All right, so competitive updates. With your feedback, we've made a few new improvements to competitive play that aim to provide more transparency into your progress after every match. Plus, we introduced a new skill tier and a new competitive rewards to earn, or rather new rewards to earn. So, skill rank reset. Given the significant changes to our heroes and the addition of a new skill tier, this reset is designed to give all players a chance to climb higher than ever before. All roles in role queue and open queue in competitive play have been reset to unranked. Placement matches. Placements have been rebuilt from the ground up. Your predicted rank will be displayed after each placement match. You must complete 10 matches in a role to receive your skill rank for that role. Winning your placements will have a significant impact on your final rank. So go in on your placement games, right? It's going to be quite toxic, I reckon, but go in. You've got to absolutely try. If you don't, I mean, obviously you can still increase in rank after placement games, but if you do really well in those placement games, it's going to calibrate you a lot higher, so you'll sort of have a stepping stone onto progressing through the ranks. So really try in those competitive placement games. Comp updates. Competitive updates have been reworked. Instead of requiring 5 wins or 15 losses to get a competitive update, updates now happen after every match. Going forward, the competitive updates page now hosts information about your ranks in role queue, open queue, as well as your progress towards competitive point rewards. Skill modifiers. Modifiers now appear on the competitive progress page after each match. Skill modifiers provide more information as to how much rank you win or gain or lose after a match, including loss streaks, rank instability, and match favorability. So this is kind of like a graphic representation of what happened in that game. So if you were favored to win and you win, it will sort of show you, yeah, you were favored and you won. That's why you didn't get as much sort of rank. But if you were unfavored to win and you win, you'll get more rank. Like, so it's good info. This still isn't being stripped down to like numbers, but it's going to show us how much we're, you know, if you're going on a win streak, it will show you you're on a win streak. That's why you're winning. You know, you're going up through the ranks much quicker. So it's more information, and I think that makes more sense. New skill tier, champion. I always joke about this being a skill tier I will never see, which is true. A new rank has been added to above Grandmaster called Champion. That is more exclusive than any other rank in Overwatch. Only an exceedingly small percentage of players will ever occupy this echelon of competitive play. Remember, this is still below top 500, but it's above Grandmaster. So, yeah, like I said, I'll never see this rank. Versus screen. So this is when the teams come up and it shows you like what map you're on and all that stuff. The range of ranks for players in a match of competitive play is now displayed on the same screen where both teams are shown with their name cards, player icons, and tiles. Now, I believe this is going to appear in the top left-hand corner of that screen. New grouping requirements. Bronze through Diamond players may group with other players within 2 skill tiers of their own skill rank. Master players may group with other players within 1 skill tier of their own skill rank. Grandmaster players may group with other players within 3 skill divisions of their skill rank. Champion players may group with only 1 other player within 3 skill divisions of their own skill rank. Then we move on to art and UI updates. So skill tier and skill division art for ranks have been redesigned for improved readability. The competitive skill tier legend has been redesigned to include updated and new relevant information. So moving on to comp points. Now the idea with comp points is you earn them basically all the time. You're not waiting for an end of season drop. You're getting them after every game now. So each win now grants 10 competitive points. A draw grants 5 and a loss grants 0. Competitive progression. Competitive challenges that award additional competitive points at the end of the season have been replaced with a new competitive progression system. Every match grants progress towards your competitive progression meter, and after earning 30, you will receive an additional 100 competitive points. Wins award 3 progress towards your competitive progression meter. Draws and losses award 1 progress. Okay, so let's move on to competitive rewards. I told you there's a lot to go over in this video, guys, but it is worth going over all the details because these changes are sweeping. They're just massive. The game will be totally different come Season 9. Jade weapon variants have been introduced. Each Jade weapon variant costs 3,000 competitive points to purchase. All players will start this season with a balance of 0 competitive points. All existing competitive points have been converted into a new currency, legacy competitive points, because, of course, we love more currencies in the game. Each golden weapon variant now costs 3,000 competitive points to purchase. At the end of a competitive year, any remaining balance of competitive points converts to legacy competitive points. Now, there is an issue with this. Oh, can you see Olive? There she is. There. There is an issue with this, actually. So if you're very close to getting golden weapons, let's say you're like, I don't know, 200 points off or whatever, and you don't quite earn enough competitive points at the end of Season 8, you're going to have to wait a year to be able to buy those golden weapons, which is going to be quite ridiculous, to be honest. And it's something I never thought about when I initially seen this, because I've got that many competitive points. I can buy a lot of golden weapons. I just kind of lost interest in it. So that was a bit more of like a me issue, but I totally get people being frustrated with that because, yeah, it's going to be annoying. You're going to have to wait if you want the gold weapons. So matchmaking rating. At the start of this season, only the internal matchmaking ratings for all players have been adjusted to push players closer to the normalized average, approximately gold 3. Matchmaking ratings have been decayed. The higher the rank, the more it has decayed. Most players will start at a lower skill, rank, and division than their most recent rank. So when they're talking about rank reset, it isn't a total free-for-all. It isn't your MMR has just been deleted and everyone starts at 0. It's like, no, they're just knocking that down again. Your ranks are gone, but your MMR has been knocked down, and you're going to start a bit lower than you did before. You're going to work back through the ranks, and then, of course, you will be given your new rank as well inside the new competitive system. So it's not a total reset, but I think it's as close as we'll ever get. And I think the idea is to do this at the start of every year of Overwatch competitive going forward. Anyway, competitive challenges. Competitive challenges removed. Rewards and progression for competitive play are now displayed on the competitive progress page, and titles are rewarded at the end of the season. So we're going to move on to general updates, but again, there's some quite interesting nuggets of information here. So firstly, we've got player progression. They've added a new set of visual upgrades. Hero game mode badge upgrades at the start of level 500. Progression level badge upgrades start at level 2500. Wrecking Ball title rewards are renamed from Champion to Champ to align with Junker Queen's usage of the title and to avoid confusion with the new Champion rank. Adjusted amount needed to level up certain sub-badges for Mauga and Iliari. Friend endorsements. The endorsement is only eligible if you're in the match for a set duration. Endorsements are subject to the configured cooldown period of 12 hours. Endorsements are subject to cooldown even if you unfriend the recipient. There's been a change to settings as well, so added a feature for controller keyboard users that remembers when you had focus when backing out of screens. Now, actually, that'll be quite good. This is a big one. So this is a crosshair update. Now, there's a lot of new crosshairs you can just select in the game, which I think is really cool. And I do like updates like this, a cool little update. So new reticle types have been added. Square, box, line, Tri-Wing Fall Off. Tri-Wing is an interesting one because it sort of matches, what's it called? Echo's primary fire, which is pretty cool. So new reticle dots have been added: ring, square, triangle, cross, and heart. New reticle color options have been added: brown, dark red, light purple, grey, and teal. Okay, next up is the hero changes. Now, of course, there is a lot of changes here, and we'll go over these and we'll speed through them. So, developer comments are: Season 9 features changes to the fundamentals of Overwatch 2 gameplay that affect every hero. We've heard the community feedback around some gameplay pain points, and these changes are in response to many of those. Most damage-dealing projectile sizes have been increased by a new global modifier added to their base size. So I won't read all of this off. I'll leave it on the screen. I've been over this in another video, but basically what you're looking at is pretty much everyone having their projectile size increased, and it depends on how fast your weapon fires. Well, if you're a hit, like so. Okay, that's kind of really oversimplifying it, but basically, they've tried to be surgical with this. They're not just increasing everybody's projectile size. Certain heroes get more, certain heroes get less. Massive objects like Orissa's Energy Javelin, Reinhardt's Fire Strike have not been touched. However, there are some heroes that have, when we get to the hero changes, some of their projectile sizes have sort of been dealt with as a buffer or nerf specifically for them. So I think Kiriko and Junkrat as well. So yeah, these are those changes which are going to make it easier to hit, basically. So I think we're going to see a lot of like Soldier 76 being really good, and probably all of the hit scan being really good. I think Bastion's going to be pretty good still. But basically, fast firing hit scan, it's going to be easier to hit. And remember, you've got the new passive now for DPS, which is the reduction of healing by 20%, which is super powerful if you're attacking a target. The next thing we've got is the hero combined HP. So basically what they've done here, we'll quickly go over this bit, but what they've done is if you've got 150 to 175 health, you're having it increased by 25. If you're 200 to 300 HP hero, it's been increased by 50. If you're a 300 plus HP hero, so the tanks, you will have an increase by 75 or 100. And each hero's precise health increase is listed in their patch notes below. So ultimate charge, this is being slowed down. All ultimate abilities cost increased by 10%. Regenerative passive for all heroes, so this is the heal. All heroes now regenerate 20 health per second after 5 seconds of not taking damage. Support role passive now reduces the delay before regeneration begins by half, 2.5 seconds. Damage roll passive. Reload speed bonus on elimination has been removed. New roll passive dealing damage reduces enemy healing received by 20% for 2 seconds. So you can see what I mean about the rapid fire, because it's just any damage. If you're spraying fire into the enemy team, maybe you'll hit more targets. It's easier for you to hit a target because you're firing more shots. You're going to apply this effect to them. So expect to see heroes, like I said, like Soldier being quite effective at the start of the season. I really like this change. I think this is cool. So quick melee has been increased from 30 to 40. Again, this is to offset the fact that all the heroes have now got more health. But yeah, I quite like that. Okay, let's move on to the specific hero changes. Now, most of this is just going to be a health change, but it is still worth going over. So let's break this down. D.Va, pilot health increased from 150 to 175. Mech armor increased from 300 to 375. Self-destruct maximum damage increased from 900 to 1,000. Inner explosion radius, range for maximum damage before fall-off begins, has increased from 4 to 6 meters, and that's a massive increase. Doomfist health increased from 300 to 375. Rocket Punch max impact damage increased from 50 to 75. Max wall slam damage increased from 30 to 40. Junker Queen health increased from 300 to 375. Rampage would now damage over time. Wound damage, over time increased from 60 to 90. Mauga health increased from 300 to 400. Orisa armor increased from 275 to 350. Ramatra health increase from 200 to 275. I'm laughing because on these, with like the mindset I've got of like the way Overwatch 2 is, they just sound crazy when you read these off. It's like, what the hell? That would be like a giga buff. But remember, the whole game's changed, so who really knows if these are buffs or nerfs or what? Yeah, we just don't know yet. Reinhardt health increased from 200 to 250. Armor increased from 250 to 275. Like, this is another one as well. Rocket Hammer damage increase from 85 to 100. 100. Can you imagine that? In the current Overwatch 2, it would be disgraceful. Charge. Wall impact damage increase from 225 to 275. Roadhog. Health increase from 555 to 650. Sigma. Shields increase from 200 to 275. Winston. Health goes up from 200 to 225. And armor from 200 to 250. Tesla cannon damage increase from 60 to 75 per second. Primal Rage punch damage increase from 40 to 50. And I mean, Winston needs damage buffs with all these health, as he's literally just going to be tickling people, and that would be bad. I think he's still going to be tickling people, but we'll see. Wrecking Ball, armor increase from 100 to 175. Zarya, health increase from 100 to 175. Particle Cannon, primary fire beam width increased from 0.15 to 0.2, again, making it easier to hit. So those are the tank changes. Okay, let's move on to the damage changes. So we've got Ash, health increased from 200 to 250. Bob's weapon damage is increased from 14 to 17. Bastion, health goes from 200 to 250. Cassidy has now got 275 health. Deadeye, initial damage rate increased from 130 to 150, again, to offset the fact everyone's got more health. Damage rate increased from 260 to 300. Echo goes up to 250 health. Focusing Beam, the width is increased to 0.25 to make it easier to hit. Duplicate, maximum combined health value increased from 300 to 350. Genji goes up to 250 health. Dragon Blade, swing recovery decreased from 0.9 to 0.7 seconds, so you get a faster swings in. Hanzo, health increased to 250. Storm Arrow, damage increased from 65 to 75. And the cooldowns reduced to 8 seconds. Ooh, this could be spicy. Junkrat, health increased from 200 to 250. And this is the first of these changes I sort of alluded to earlier on in the video, where the base projectile size has been reduced from 0.25 to 0.2 meters for the frag launcher. And I think that is to offset the buff which is being given to projectiles. So his projectile's getting bigger, but they're making it smaller to begin with, so it's less massive. Yeah. May goes up to 300 health. Pharah goes up to 250 health. Now, here are the Pharah rework details, because they are spicy. So, rocket launcher. Basically, what they're trying to do with all of this is make you rocket jump more with Pharah, and you can now dash forward, which is going to make her like a completely different hero to play, I think, in a lot of ways. It's less flying around in the air, because you're basically going to drop out of the sky quick as well. But anyway, let me get through this. So, recovery reduced from 0.85 to 0.8 seconds. Projectile speed increased from 35 to 40 meters per second. Explosion self-damage reduced to 25%. That's massive. Also, the projectile speed thing is massive. This is the new ability, Jet Dash. So it's a secondary fire ability. Provides quick horizontal boost in the direction Pharah is moving. It's got an 8-second cooldown and added a setting to activate Jet Dash on double jump instead. Now, jump jets, they get massive changes as well. So now restores 50% of hover jets' fuel and can briefly fill the maximum fuel amount. Vertical boost height has been reduced by 20%. Cooldown increased from 10 to 14 seconds. Concussive blast. Cooldown decreased from 9 to 7 seconds. Explosion now deals 30 damage to enemy targets. Explosion radius reduced from 8 to 6 meters. Knockback reduced by 10%. And Barrage now instantly refills hover jets' fuel. So a little bit of a buff to the ultimate. And then here's the change to hover jets. So speed boost increased from 20 to 40%. Now requires landing to recharge fuel. Can now be activated without fuel to slow your descent. And the dev comments here say, Pharah has a significant update that empowers more individual plays and shifting her movement capabilities from high up in the air to more horizontal movement that can cover distance quickly. And I think this on paper, I mean, I've not played this, but this on paper sounds really good, because it sounds like she's more like Echo. It's almost like they're giving her more of Echo's movement in a way, and making her projectiles fire faster, making her do less damage to herself, means she can knock herself around with rocket jumps. She could be really good, actually, Pharah. So I think she's one to definitely, keep your eye on, because, like I said, I've not played her, so we'll get her as soon as the season goes live, and we'll check her out. But I reckon she'll be pretty good. I think it'll probably be... I really want to play Pharah, but I'm not going to play her in my placement games, because I'll just lose. Because I'm terrible with it. Maybe I should train in quick plays to begin with. But yeah, Pharah changes, I don't know. They seem pretty good. Okay, so carrying on with the rest of the damage cast, Reaper goes up to 300 health, Sojin goes to 250, but Sojin's secondary fire-based projectile size has been reduced from 0.1 to 0.07 meters. That, again, is to make her railgun not super OP with the other changes to hit scan and projectile. Soldier 76 gets 250 health, Sombra gets 250, Symmetra gets 150, shields. Photon projector primary fire beam has been increased in size to 0.25, so it's easy to hit. Torb gets 250 health, Tracer 175, Widow 200. So that caps off the damage changes. Next up, we've got support. So Anna gets 250 health, Batiste gets 250, Brig gets 200, Rocket Flail damage for Brig also goes up to 45, and Iliari health increased from 200 to 250. Kiriko, so she gets 250 health now, and she also gets a reduction in size to her kunai, because obviously if they became bigger, it would be even more ridiculously OP, and so they're smaller. So base projectile size reduced from 0.18 to 0.15, but then she still gets the increase from the global size, so I guess this just probably makes her sort of the size she is now, I guess. I don't know, don't quote me on that, I don't have the figures, but they're definitely worried about Kiriko. Lifeweaver, health increased to 225. Lucio goes up to 250 health. Also, damage increased from 25 to 35 on Soundwave. Knockback increased by 12%. Movement lockout duration has increased from 0.3 to 0.45 seconds. Mercy gets 250 health. Guardian Angel, so active duration on jump, crouch, cancel reduced from 1.5 to 1 second. Sympathetic recovery passive, health recovered increased from 25 to 40% of healing dealt. Moira goes to 250 health, but she also gets secondary fire damage increase from 50 to 65 damage per second, and secondary fire target acquisition radius has been increased from 0.6 to 0.7 meters. And Zen goes up to 100 health from 75 and 175 shields from 150. Junkertown gets reworked as well for Season 9. So what we've got is a new nighttime lighting theme, which, yeah, that's fine. New building near the first point to provide more cover and block long sightlines. Added a water tower near the first point to block sightlines from upper choke positions. Added more vehicles near the cliff to provide additional cover, block long sightlines, yada, yada, yada. Again, I've not seen this. I cannot show you this, but there's changes. It looks like what they're doing is to stop sniping being as powerful on the first point. And the dev comments say, we've added more cover, including new structures to help counter some of the long sightlines around the first checkpoint. Additional changes in the third area allow attackers to push through certain chokes more easily. So, yeah. I mean, I'll take that, because first point Junkertown was just lock Widow and win. So, yeah, good stuff. All right, we've got a load of bug fixes. Let's just hit these. So we've got fixed an issue where some shadows could appear jagged when on any setting below Ultra. Fixed a bug that prevented your skin from changing when using the change skin option in Hero Select if you had a loadout selected. Fixed a bug with golden weapons being marked as unspecified and not being purchasable. Fixed a bug with some callouts for pushing the payload, playing it in correct moments. Fixed an issue with wall climb failing in some situations. Additional bug fixes for general stability and performance. And maps, Antarctic Peninsula has got some light fixes. King's Row has got fixed areas of the map that were missing collision. I wonder what they were. Fixed some locations that could cause some heroes to become stuck, because surely King's Row is an ancient map. Like, we've just fixed these. What were they? I need to know. Shambali Monastery is fixed the location of the map that displayed incorrect textures. Midtown, fixed locations where heroes could become stuck. And hero changes, so Doomfist has like got the most bugs. I mean, this is like, there's literally about 10 pages of Doomfist bugs. You could go and check out Get Quaked On if you want to see some info on Doom, because good lord. Anyway, fixed a bug with Meteor Strike that could result in Doomfist getting inside the environment. Fixed a bug that sometimes prevented seismic slams damage from going through turrets. A bug that could prevent Doomfist from acquiring overhealth in some cases. And a bug where Rocket Punch left a small window of time open to use abilities. Echo fixed an interaction when duplicating Bastion that prevented the duplicate configuration. Artillery shots from landing if duplicate ended before they landed. Lifeweaver fixed a bug that prevented Tree of Life from healing Reaper when he's in Wraith form. Lucio, Amp It Up now goes on cooldown if interrupted by stun during its cast time or when dying while it's still active. Mauga fixed a bug with the burning applied by Mauga not being removed when picking up a health pack. Oh. Orisa, Terror Surge, now correctly pulls in and damages enemies that are on an even slopes collision. As long as Orisa has direct line of sight, they will get pulled and damaged. Roadhog fixed a bug with Roadhog's model becoming distorted with some skins during the heroic highlight intro. Fixed a bug with Pigpen displaying a Junkrat icon when pinged. Because they just literally copied the Junkrat trap mechanics, haven't they, for it? Sombra fixed an interaction that prevented Hack from being interrupted by Rocket Punch or Shield Bash. Fixed a bug where Sombra could enter stealth while escorting the robot in some situation. Torb fixed a bug with disabling the interact cancel deploy turret setting, causing you to only destroy a deployed turret and not toss out a new one when the ability is used. And Winston fixed a bug with Primal Rage that interrupted the ability to attack if the ultimate was initiated while jumping and using melee at the same time. And Zen, golden weapon tints should now probably be properly be reflected on all skins. And I wonder what the first comment is. Oh, you can't comment on this. I was like, yeah, you can't, because it's in the announcements thing. I was going to say, I wonder what the Overwatch forums are saying about all of this. I've also found a blog. Now, we're not going to read through this blog because it just goes over the patch notes, basically. But there's some images. So we can see one of the images here of the Eco Point Antarctica, sort of Eldritch horror style Cosmic Crisis map, which I think we've seen in the trailer as well for Season 9. Another look at the a mythic skin for Moira. Another look at the skin they think is going to sell a load of money in the shop for Reaper, which... and then Hero Mastery Gauntlet is also coming in this season, which is the co-op version for Hero Mastery. Kind of bittersweet, though, because the team involved in making this have been fired. So, yeah, sad stuff. But Pharah, we get a picture of Pharah from Overwatch. Is that her Overwatch 2 skin or Overwatch 1 skin? I don't even know. I think it's her Overwatch 2 skin, right? Because it's translucent. It might be her Overwatch 1 skin. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I think it's her Overwatch 2. She's on Temple of Anubis. Great looking map, but RIP Assault. And yeah, this is the other thing I wanted to show you. So there's a picture here of Junkertown, so we can see a bit of cover. So you've got this massive tower here, and you've got this. So that used to be over here, didn't it? They've like moved that here and slapped that there. So more cover. Okay, everybody, I'm going to leave the video at that. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Olive is getting angry. Olive, come here. Olive, what are you doing? Come here, kid. Come here. Come on. Come here. What's up? Come here. Come on. What's up? Are you hungry at all? Do you want your dinner? Do you want your din-dins? Do you want your din-dins? She does. All right, we'll catch you on the next one. See you soon. Good girl.